Found his secret, caught my boyfriend cheating and gave him the ultimate revenge. Part 1: The Discovery. I've always prided myself on being a trusting partner. I believe that trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and I've never been the type to snoop. But about a month ago, something fell off. My boyfriend, let's call him Mark, had become distant. His texts were shorter, his calls less frequent, and his once perfectly timed check-ins now felt like obligations. The excuses were piling up: I'm just busy with work, or I'm feeling sick. I tried to ignore the gut feeling, telling myself I was just overthinking it. But after a couple of weeks, it became undeniable. I noticed little things that didn't add up. His phone was always face down when we were together, and when I looked at him, I could see him getting a little too defensive if I asked where he'd been or who he was talking to. Something didn't sit right, and I wasn't going to let my suspicions go unanswered. So, I did something I never thought I'd do: I went through his phone. And that's when I found it. The text messages from another woman. My stomach dropped as I read the sweet, flirtatious exchanges between them, messages that were full of inside jokes, heart emojis, and plans to meet up. It was clear that something had been going on for a while. As I kept reading, I found more than just texts. There were photos, 2 pictures that weren't meant for my eyes. And then the worst part, one message that said, "I can't wait for tonight. I'll make sure it's just the 2 of us, like old times." I felt sick. Betrayed. But I wasn't going to confront him immediately. I needed to think this through, and I needed revenge. He had broken my trust in the worst way, and I wasn't going to let it go without him feeling the weight of his actions. I spent the next few days thinking about how I was going to handle this. Confronting him directly and giving him a piece of my mind would have been satisfying in the moment, but I wanted something deeper. Something that would make him understand the gravity of what he had done, and teach him a lesson he'd never forget. I had to make sure that when he realized he had been caught, he would understand that the consequences of his actions weren't just about our relationship, they were about the very thing he had taken for granted: my trust. I decided that I would give him just enough rope to hang himself, then hit him with the full weight of the truth. I would use the very things he thought he could get away with to make sure he regretted everything.